Good morning, everyone, and good afternoon, depending upon where you are. Welcome back to Ain't Nobody Squeaky Clean. As always, I want to thank you for taking the time out to listen to this podcast. I really appreciate you, and I thank you for joining the movement. So today, I want to talk to you about something that's very important as always, but it's a little more near and dear to the hearts of many. You ever been in a season where life just seems to stop moving? The job you expected doesn't come. The opportunity disappears. Doors that once opened easily suddenly just stay shut. And you're left wondering, God, what is going on? But what if I tell you that pause is not necessarily punishment? What if the pause is actually God waiting for you to listen? Part one, the pause may feel like failure. Most of us are raised to believe that constant motion equals success. We're told, keep grinding, keep pushing, keep hustling. How many times have people reached out to you and said these things? But sometimes God steps in and says, stop. And when that happens, it can feel like everything in your life freezes. You might feel stuck in your career. You might feel like you can't get another job. Your plans just simply aren't working out. Your timeline of your life has completely fallen apart. And the natural response, you guessed it, extreme frustration. But sometimes the pause exists because we're moving in the wrong direction at full speed. There may be something in your life that you're doing, that you're taking, that God is not happy with because it's not in your plans. And until you stop, nothing is going to line up. Part two, God speaks in whispers before he uses silence. I've heard this from many people in my life. Throughout life, I've talked to so many different individuals, and a lot of them have said, man, God was speaking to me all these years, but I was just not listening. So this is something that many people learn the hard way. God rarely starts by shutting everything down. First, he whispers. You get that feeling that something isn't right. You sense that you're supposed to change direction. You feel that quiet voice telling you, slow down. But of course, ego gets in the way and we ignore it because we're busy chasing plans we created for ourselves. So that whisper, it becomes louder. And if we still don't listen, sometimes God allows everything around us to stop. Not to punish us, but to get our attention. Is God trying to get your attention today? Next up, the pause is preparation. Think about the biggest transformations in life. They almost always happen during quiet seasons. The season where you're forced to reflect, forced to pray more, forced to ask deeper questions like, God, what do you actually want from me? I've done everything that I know how to do. I'm putting all these resumes out. I'm not hearing a word back. I'm reaching out to my entire network. No one is responding with anything fruitful. I've gone to the gym. I'm losing weight. I've cut my hair. I've shaved my beard. What else do you need from me? And in these moments, something powerful happens. Your identity starts shifting. You stop chasing validation. You stop chasing titles. You stop chasing things that look good on paper but don't feed your purpose. And suddenly, the pause starts to feel different. It no longer feels like you're stuck. It feels like you're being prepared. Do you feel like you're being prepared today? Alignment unlocks movement. So here's the interesting thing about God's pauses. When alignment finally happens, things start moving again. Doors begin opening. Opportunities appear. People come into your life at exactly the right moment. Not because you forced them open, but because you finally stepped into the path God intended. And when you're aligned with your purpose, momentum feels different. It's not stressful. It's not forced. It flows. And this is what I've heard from people that have made it to the other side. I'm still in my season trying to figure it out. But these are nuggets that I've received through my research. Next, you got to trust the season. If you're listening to this right now and you feel like your life is on pause, I want you to hear this. A pause does not mean your story is over. Sometimes it means your story is being rewritten. God may not be delaying you, He might be redirecting you. And the moment you start listening, that pause may become the most important chapter of your entire life. So, in closing, if you're in a season where everything feels quiet, don't panic. Pray, reflect, listen. Because sometimes God pauses everything not to hold you back, but to make sure the next chapter of your life is exactly where you're meant to be. If this message spoke to you today, share it with someone who might also be in the waiting season. Sometimes the pause isn't the problem. Sometimes the pause is the lesson. Life can be tricky sometimes, but there's a purpose for each and everything that happens. So today, if you're stuck in that pause, look inward and figure out what it is that you can change that might get everything moving forward once again. As always, I appreciate you listening. This is Ain't Nobody Squeaky Clean. And until next time, I hope you have a blessed day and a blessed week.